Hi, welcome to C.A.R. Conversations about Relationship. My name is Emmanuel.
I'm ayo-dele.
Okay, what's today's topic?
The Oscars. Not, yeah, we're talking about hair. Does your partner have a say in what hairstyle you have?
That's interesting. I know sometimes like I've had, before I do anything, not that there's much hair here, but before I do anything to my hair, normally I would say to you, or I would say to our daughter, the first one, I would say, what do you guys think about me doing this? Because I also want you to be proud of your husband. And the thing about, it's also, I think, just also hearing your feedback, because I also respect that. But do you need permission, or do I need permission? I don't know. I think it's just courtesy. I don't think there's a rule, you know. Yeah. How about you?
Well, the same. I do care about what you think about my hair. And every time I've done something, I've always spoken to you about it first. Not because I need your permission, but I think it's good to let you know that this is what I'm thinking of. And the very first time, like when we first met, I had relaxed hair and it was kind of like Halle Berry style. And I'd always go for my cuts, and I'd always, like my hair was always relaxed, like every 2 weeks without fail, because I didn't want the growth. And then I got a bit more educated and started to be honest with myself, because the relaxer used to be really painful. My scalp is super sensitive, and I used to put myself through that pain because this is what we did. And then when I got a bit more education, I decided to start again. So I wanted to chop my hair off and begin again. So I had the conversation. I said, babe, I want to cut my hair. And you were like, yeah, it's fine. But I didn't tell you how low it was going to be.
Yeah.
So you came back home.
I was like, okay.
My hair was lower than his.
Yeah, I think in my head, I had imagined when you said cut your hair, roughly what it's going to look like.
Still relaxed.
Well, no, the whole relaxed thing, it was never really, it's not that. It was, when I met you,
Yeah.
you had a style. So change is something that we've learned over time. We're still learning how to accommodate change. So you doing something totally different, I mean, it's not what I saw when I met you, but it didn't, for me, it didn't matter, because there were more important things to life than your hair. And I just felt like it's cool. It's one thing. It's not even, people are dying. People have been diagnosed with things, and this is just hair. As in, it matters, but for me, it's not, and it's not my hair. So I don't have the right to, you know what I'm saying? It's your hair at the end of the day. So I think, yeah, even though I was like, okay, I just had to get used to it. It's just what it is,
And then I came to you and said, oh, babe, I want to lock my hair. And you were like, I'm not sure, but okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying about relationships, about importance of making room for change, because change is going to come. And if you don't start making room for that to happen, you get stuck. And yeah, I mean, that type of look is not, there's nothing wrong with it. We have friends who've had locks, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, for me, I'm seeing all this change, and I'm wondering, wait, is there something happening deeper that I should know of? Because you change from here to there to there. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's your hair, and that doesn't change our love. I know the only thing I had an issue with was our first daughter. I did say to you that I didn't want her to have it so early, because I didn't want it to,
yes. So, yes.
that was just my
That
only
was,
thing.
that was,
And when
I
you
think, one of the
decided-
first times that I saw you angry.
Yeah, because I showed up, I came home, and you had already started the process after we had spoken, and you gave me your word. And so it was more than just even the hair. It was the fact that you gave me your word. We had an agreement that, okay, we'd wait for her to at least get to a place where
she could decide
properly. Not because the thing is, my daughters are influenced by their mother, and it's just a mother and daughter relationship. It's just the way that is. You can't. That's just how these things happen. And I also want them to have, which they do, right now, a choice of their own.
I hear that.
So that was, yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't actually enforce it, because I think it was like a few years later, she was like, I'm glad I didn't do that to my hair. I was like, jeez.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? It was a spur of the moment thing, and it felt like it was a good idea. But I guess I didn't know enough about that because I've ended up cutting mine off.
Well, when you did it, it was beautiful. It was lovely. I don't know if we can show any pictures, but if we can find any, you probably see some now.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. It was lovely.
I cut it off because after I had second, I had patches. There was patches of hair that went, and I was like, this, and my locks were thinning. So it was like, I might as well start again. So it was like another shaving off.
Yeah.
That was the second time I chopped my hair off. By that time, he was already used to it.
Yeah, but it's funny because this whole thing about hair. So about a week ago, I was just, I just, where I am in my life now, I'm trying to be extremely honest with myself and not trying to be what I'm not. And I've always been going to my barber, and it seems like every time I went up to my barber, he's always been cutting my hair, but this part here, for some reason, stopped growing. And I mean, I'll put a little video so you can watch.
You made a whole video.
So what I did, I went on Instagram and I did this video, and I'm just like, you know what? No, I've got to stop. And then what was happening, my barber was cutting my hair, and I noticed that the line here started going back the more each time. And I'm just like, what am I trying to do? So imagine when he's cutting my hair, he's shaping up over here. And I'm like, wow. And this is all partly to do with me, because when I was young, I did start putting chemicals on my hair, trying to fit in, trying different looks. So that affected, obviously, my scalp. But the other day, I decided that I just, from now, I want to be going bald. I just haven't had my trim now, which I'm about to go do today. But I just don't have the time to be saving something that's not really there anymore. Why are you laughing? It's the truth.
What's the video?
Yeah, so you can watch the video now, and then we'll cut back. So I've been coming to my barber now for a few years to cut my hair, and he's been giving me these lower fades. So I think the other day, I was looking at my head, and it didn't look right. There was a little bit of hair here, but there was nothing right in the middle. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm trying to save everything else around. So today, I'm now here to see my barber, and I'm basically just going to get him now to just shave the whole thing off. All right? We're going to go bald. Keep it real. It's time to face reality, okay? Trying to hold on to something that's not there doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I hope that blessed someone today. All right, so I'm just starting the process now. We're taking all of this off. So this is the before. You see the after in a minute. So we did it. This is the new look. Look at that. No more trying to save something that is already gone. This is the reality.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, so we had the phone call about him taking off his hair. And yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and this hair is... I
think for women, it's different because, it is our crown and glory, and it's like, thank God that more and more we're educated about our hair, because you know, before it's like we do so much to it when we're growing up, because we want it straight, we want it long, we want this, we want that. But now with understanding, it's like we can actually accept our hair, we can accept our textures, we can accept the things that happen. Like sometimes you get to a certain age and there's hair loss, and sometimes it's through illness, sometimes it's through deficiency. So many different things happen, but we are not always in control of that. And I think it's understanding that what you were saying, being adaptable to change, anything can happen. And it just gives a woman more confidence if she knows that, you know what, if this is the state I'm in, I can feel confident to let you know that this is where I'm at with my hair. If I lose it, I'm still me. If I have it, I'm still me. And yeah, just keep the open. But it can be painful if you've always had thick hair.
Yeah,
and then you don't have it anymore. You always had long hair, and you now have to, out of not choice, out of situation, you have to now manage something else.
I mean, there are ways in which folks can restore their hair. There's so many kind of stuff out there.
It doesn't work for everyone.
Well, there's that,
and there's money.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know of any. Well, I haven't been through any to know to be able to say, oh, this works. But there's many people out there, there's many other channels where you can see people going through a process. But for me, I just feel right now in my career, my life, there's more important things than for me to be worrying about than trying. Maybe, I don't know, maybe for a model, slightly different. If that's their 9 to 5, what brings in the money and they feel they have to.
Not just models, like hair's a big deal. Like sometimes, if you have bad hair day, you'd go out in a scarf.
It's so true. It's so true because even you have children, you have, I guess it goes back to that thing of identity and is there a right, is there a wrong way, Some children now don't like their hair, and it's funny if a mother or father is putting on an artificial hair or something. How do you expect your children to love their own hair when you
cover yours?
You're covering yours. It's really difficult.
It is, but the beautiful thing about black hair is that it is so versatile. And I think that versatility we hadn't always known about. Now we do. It's versatile. We can wear wigs. We can have our hair out. We can have extensions. We can do all these things, but at the same time, there's a way to do those things, because when people been wearing wigs for long, put in is it glue? I've never been into wigs at all, but you see the effects of some like wrong ways of wearing wigs, where you glue down the front of your hair, or you pull too much, and then it causes problems later on. So even though our hair is versatile, there's a safer way to do it. And I think I want, like, my youngest especially to know that it's her hair, she can have it long, she can have it short. I know that when I cut my hair, she wasn't happy at first. She was like, oh, Mum, you look like a boy because you've got short hair, because to her, girls have long hair, But then I had to educate her that, no, we can do whatever we want to our hair.
Yeah, and I guess it's just one of those things where we have to just keep encouraging them about their
identity
and their identity, because we don't go to school with them. We don't know what they face. And especially a child who's in a school with maybe less black folk, or less white folk. And there's this whole thing where, your hair, and it doesn't help. The media, society, I mean, things are changing, I must say. But it doesn't help when all you see, there's nothing that resembles you around you, and you are constantly
bombarded with images
of what beauty is.
Yeah.
Which is that's why I'm really encouraging a lot of, like, whether it's black writers, whether it's black producers, why it's important that we create things. I mean, this channel is not really about black or white. We just talk about relationships. But it's really important that whatever you want to put out, that you start to put it out. You know, whatever you want to receive, you know, you start that journey by putting that very thing out if you can. So whatever message you want to get out. And part of us doing this is us being honest about, you know, relationships and even what we sometimes go through. I mean, there's so much one would share, but I think hair is quite deep, you know?
It is.
You know, and it's a very sensitive topic. And I think for men or women, because now in the States, I see men, they're even starting to do it here in the UK.
Weave,
there's a whole man weave thing. You know, actually, if a lot of you vote, I might no, just joking. Just you know, get a little. No, I think it's personal. I think it's important to just be careful when you start talking about hair. You know, women's hair, especially. Just because there's so many things around that you don't know the situation. And I think with certain things in life, there are triggers, and that can trigger something that you're not expecting. So I just think it's just one of those things. It's not just hair, it's hair.
It's deeper.
It's deeper. And I guess that's the main thing, you know.
Yeah.
So that's our little spiel on hair.
Yeah. Not really the Oscars, but hair.
Yeah. Yeah, so do like, subscribe, and if you do want us to talk about anything, send us a message, leave a comment on YouTube. Yeah,
and we'll get back to you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.